Hi everyone, today I want to share with you a Z-fold card that I made back when I got home from the April On Stage event. On Stage is a fun event put on by Stampin Up for its demonstrators where we get to see previews of new upcoming products, and it's a lot of fun. Someone had made a card like this on the display board. I couldn't find a photo. I thought I took a photo of it, but then I must have missed it. So when I got home I wanted to make one really quickly so I didn't forget. And so I did, but it is not my creation and I cannot find whose creation it was. So it was at the Minneapolis On Stage event. So if you know whose it is, let me know. Anyway, this is a fun little card. It's a Z-fold card and it uses a new paper from Stampin' Up called Birthday Memories. It's adorable paper. And it just opens like this. It's a simple little design and you can just do anything with it. Once you've got the idea of how to put the card together, you can make anything. You could do flowers and any kind of scene really. You can think of boating scenes and floral scenes and birthday scenes, just about anything really. So I'm going to show you how to put this together because I had someone who saw this picture on my blog when I got home from that event and wanted to know how to make it. And I tried to find the person who actually made it at On Stage to see if she had a blog post or he had a blog post on their card, and I can't find it. I'm gonna make one really quick, but just so you know, it is not my creation. Okay, so it is really simple, and you're gonna start out with a few basic cardstock pieces. So the base of the card is a sheet of cardstock that you're gonna cut in half the long ways. So at the 4 1/4 size. So cut it in half, 4 1/4 by the original 11 inches that it comes in. And then you're going to score it at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. Now I'm a big believer in sending cards, not just making cards. So it's important to me to have a card fit in an envelope. So that's why it's scored at 5 1/2. You can, once you've got this score at 5 1/2, so you know that this is an exact size to fit into an A2 envelope, you're good to go. This measurement then can become your own. So if you want to decide that you want the fold to be, so you can see more fold or do different things, you can change the dimension here. I went with 2 3/4 because that's exactly in half. So I just split this side into 2 panels. Okay? Now to make the bottom mechanism, you need the same length and the same scores. See? I scored it exactly the same way, but now it's only 1.5 inches thick. And see how you've got this one with the score lines on this side? You're just going to flip it. And the score lines now go on this side. See? And now you can see how that goes together. Pretty simple. Once you've got that, you're golden. Okay, now I wanted to add yet another layer, so I put another layer in the middle. So then you have to know the dimension of that this halfway mark that I made. And remember that was 2 3/4. So you need a little piece here. Now this one is 1 inch by 4 1/4, and you need this measurement to be 2 3/4. So it's the same as your fold. And so then I just scored 3/4 of an inch on both sides so that I'd have a flap to adhere it inside the mechanism. So you're going to have this flap adhered here and this flap adhered here, and then this one just goes right inside. So let's put that together. I'm going to show you how I cut my beautiful paper because it is beautiful and you don't want to waste a morsel of it. Okay, so this is really fun. It's an entire sheet, 12 by 12 of an image, and you want to get the most of this as you can because it's just so cute. The bad part is you only get 2 of these sheets in the 12 by 12 pack. It's you get 2 of each sheet, and my favorite other one happens to be on the back. So that's a double bummer for me because I just think the stripe is really fun. So I had to order another pack of this paper because I needed more of that stripe. I needed the stripe. It's just a beautiful stripe. Okay, so I wanted to cut this to make the background here, but then I thought, oh, but now I don't have this beautiful scene of these cute little animals marching across the background. So I cut 3 inches off the top, which leaves a lot of the scene. So you're just going to cut 3 inches off the top. There we go. And now we only need it to be 11, so you know this is 12 by 12 paper, so you need to get rid of an inch. And then you need those score lines like you had before. So remember, we had scored it at, bring it up here, 2 3/4. Get my cutting blade out of the way so I don't accidentally cut this paper. That would be a tragedy, wouldn't it? Now I want to make sure I'm scoring the right side, and I'm not. See, I need to score this side. So I need this to be at 5 1/2. Remember? So I've got that piece at 5 1/2, and then I need to divide this one. So let's put it right there in the halfway. And there, now my scores match up. So I've got this cute little balloon backdrop for my animals, and I've kind of got this old olive piece for grassish looking color. Now on this one I was making this really fast because I didn't want to forget the card. On my one that I'm making today, I'm going to do a little bit of sponging just to add some texture here because there's texture in the sky. Okay, so I'll do a little bit of some sponging right now in the same color, which is old olive. So I'm just going to add little bits of sponging to the background. Ooh, did you hear that doorbell? That is my Stampin' Up order. Very happy. Okay, that is the UPS man. I have customer orders coming in today that I added a few things for myself on. Okay. So I've added some sponging detail to the background. And now we're going to put the background onto our card. So you want it to not have a lot of bulk, so make sure you get these on there nice and tight. And I'm going to use my snail adhesive. I'm going to pause you because my husband's about to come in my room. I can tell he's carrying a box. Okay, I'm back. Look, a nice big box from Stampin' Up. I'm so excited. It's going to be really hard to ignore this and do this video. Okay, so I am going to add some snail adhesive to the back. I'm going to add this backing. I'll make sure I line up my cardstock nicely. All right, now we're going to add this bottom piece here. So it's just doing it the exact opposite. So now the fold is going to be here and here. Now because this is going to move a lot and it's loose here, I'm going to use a little bit of a stronger adhesive. I'm going to use the Fast Fuse. I finally got the hang of this Fast Fuse. And so now it is my friend. For a while it was not. Okay, now here's a tricky part because see this long part here, the whole thing is not going to be on the card. So I'm going to put the adhesive here. And then I have adhesive just here because you want the whole middle part to be open. All right, and every time you add something, go ahead and make sure you get it down there nice and flat because you want this to lay flat in your envelope. Okay, now we're going to add in this little guy. And that just tucks down in here. Hopefully you can see that as I'm bringing it down into my box. And I'm going to just put it down in there. Now you can add more layers in here and have even more additional dimension in your card. I'm just doing the one little piece in the middle. Okay, so that's your basic card. The rest is all just adding these adorable animals. There's only one little bit of stamping. So these animals come from another sheet from this beautiful, beautiful fun paper. And it looks like this, and there's all these little animals. Look, I've completely cut it apart. They're so cute. And this guy here happens to have a die that matches, and the flag has a die that matches, as does this little present. So let me show you that. So you've got the banner and the fox and the present and all these other fun little ones that come with other different papers that are in the collection. I'm going to show you the ones that I have real quick. So this birthday cake here cuts out this birthday cake, and there's a cute little paper with a dog and a chef, and so many fun things in this set. I have a whole video that introduces this set, and I kind of go through all the things that it has, and you can check that out. It's the Birthday Memories Suite video. I think it's called Birthday Memories Sneak Peek, and you can check it out to see everything more in depth. But I wanted to show you these two little guys so you can know that they cut out this fox. See? And they did a little tricky thing here. His hand is not quite holding that, and that is so that you can get this fox cut out nicely without having that odd little pole, because you might not want it. Maybe you want him to be carrying a balloon. And then this cuts it out without bumping into his hand. So you can cut the two things out and use them separately or together, and that's a nice little option. Now I went ahead and cut out a bunch of stuff ahead of time because I didn't want it to be taking forever, and I went through and I cut out the little animals. What you need is a really good pair of sharp scissors, and I have Stampin' Up! Paper snips. They really are sharp. They gotta be careful. I've had some Stamp Camp mishaps, right, Ingrid, with the scissors. So you just need to cut them out, the animals that don't have a die, and they're pretty quick. You just have to use your sharp scissors, and you can get around these little animals. So I am going to speed up this part of the video so you don't have to watch me cut out this last cute little, what is he, a chipmunk or a squirrel? I think he's a squirrel. And the fox and the pennant, and then we'll go ahead and put the finishing touches on our card. Okay, we're done. I'm gonna, see, I got a little bit of stripe left. I'm gonna keep that. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and stamp. This is the stamp set. It's adorable. There's the fox again, and he is the same size. So you can stamp him or cut him. So if you run out of little foxes, and there's all kinds of other cute little characters. There's two choices for stamps that can fit inside this banner. We've got a Hip Hip Hooray and a It's Your Big Day. And I'm going to go with the It's Your Big Day since my last one says Hip Hip Hooray. There. They're photopolymer, so they're really easy to fit within your stamped, your cutout banner. I'm using early espresso. I wanted something nice and dark but not quite black. There. Okay, so there's my banner for the fox, and now you're just putting things together. Now in the last one I had the bunny with the cake in the back, and I think he needs to be forward a little bit. So this time, so go ahead and lay it out and grab all your little pieces. This time I want this bunny a little more front and center. See how this sponging added a difference? See, on my original one it's just very flat. The sponging matches this, and it really does make a difference. So I'm glad I did that. Okay, and now you can just go ahead and apply your little animals. He's going to be right in front with that cake, because cake is really important to me. And then I'm going to have the fox. Okay, now just play around with it. Now the bear, the reason why I put the bear in the middle, even though he's super cute and he's got this little cub on his back, is because he is just so long and huge, and I didn't want him to stick above, and I didn't want him to go, you know, stick out of the card, because like I said, I wanted it to fit in an envelope, so I wanted to be sure that it did. So that's why this bear has to be in here, and you kind of have to see where that balloon lies so you know where to put the bear. And the only thing that can fit on my little tab is his foot, so I'm just going to grab a couple of glue dots and stick him right there. Now I like where the bear is. I'm also going to use a glue dot to stick down this banner behind the fox's hand. There we go. And now we're going to just add the rest of our animals. I feel like I'm missing an animal. Oh, here he is, the raccoon. I knew I was missing an animal. Now see, I meant to put the turtle last because, you know, turtles are slow, but I forgot. I did it on this one. So I'm going to lift him up a little bit. And then I do want him last. I don't know. That's where I want him. Okay, oop. Squirrely's falling off. Okay. So now when you have them all down, you can decide if you want to add a little, I'm going to put a little glue dot behind there for some stability. I intentionally left this part blank because I want to be able to write something. So when I send this to a nephew or a niece, I can write, you know, happy birthday, love, your Aunt Beth, and I'm all good to go. Now I cut out these little presents because they happen to be interspersed within all the animals, and I'll use those on another project. I just didn't want to throw them away because they're cute. So there you have the birthday memories paper Z-fold card. Hardly any stamping on this one, just this little stamp there, but it's a really cute suite. I hope you check out the other video that shows a lot of projects with this paper and this suite, and it's really fun. You can go to my blog, Beth's Paper Cuts, to shop. I would love to be your demonstrator if you don't already have one, and I have frequent buyer rewards program, so you can take advantage of that and get some freebies for yourself. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I love to hear from everybody, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.